Hello.
How we doing?
We are doing well.
Yeah?
Yes.
Is
How are you
anything
doing?
contributing? Has anything contributing to the well, or just an overall good life?
Overall good, I think. I do have a first big vacation in a while coming up.
Okay, where are you going?
My daughter, every time one of the kids turns 12, I think we might have talked about this, we do a big trip with them.
Mm-hmm.
So her birthday's coming up. So we are doing Disney World, horse equestrian stuff, and the beach, all in Florida. So it's going to be a bit of a trip, which we might have to do a
Disney
show live from
World.
Disney
You know
World.
what?
Yeah.
You know what Disney World is great for? Kids. That's who should be going to Disney World.
Well, she has a kid, so that works.
I know, it's perfect.
But to be fair, I love Disney World too.
Disney adult business. No.
No. Producer
Nonsense.
Dave's a big Disney adult guy, you know. You already insulted Producer Dave.
I know. I think Caleb's wife Hannah's a big Disney adult. Yeah, I just don't get it. I don't get it. But that'll be great. Great for a kid.
I've never gone as an adult by myself other than like when I was in my 20s, probably like for a conference or something that did like the drink thing at in Disneyland's. You're not in Disney, I forget what they call it, but it's like bars and restaurants and stuff, but it's like attached to Disney. It's like Disney Springs or something. So did that. But I think that once the kids are out, I will still do Disney, although it's gonna be tricky because Jamie is over Disney. She was fine when the kids were little, but she doesn't want any part of Disney anymore. So
good for you, Jamie.
Myself.
Stand
I might not
stand
just be
your
adult.
ground.
I might not just be adult Disney. I might be by myself, alone, 58-year-old man in Disney.
Listen, I'm all for just doing things, but going to Disney by yourself as a grown man alone.
Oh man, Disney's so great though. It's so perfect and everything's clean, everything's nice. I love Disney.
You're gonna have one person in the control room dedicated to watching you walk around the park on all the cameras. They're like, we got a solo dude. We gotta watch this weirdo.
I'm kind of surprised you're not a Disney guy. Seems like it's in your shtick.
No, not really.
This feels cynical to me. I thought you're not the cynical guy. It feels cynical that you're cynical about Disney.
Oh wow, that's like it's like a second derivative or something. No, I don't know that I'm even cynical about it. I just don't want to go. it just feels like schlepping, you know? Like I don't want to go. I don't want to go walk around the hot park with a bunch of fried foods in my face and wait in line for stuff.
They have a lot of good food.
It just feels like Six Flags. It's like I don't really want to go to Six Flags.
Have you been to Disney?
I went when I was a kid, and it was great because I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then I went as an adult. Ernst & Young had their global intern conference there, and so we all went to Disney, and I went to like Harry Potter World, which was super fun. It was great. Had a good time. It's close though, right? Isn't it Universal?
It's Universal.
It was great.
But were you in Disney or you were in Universal or both?
That time I must have just been in Universal.
Yeah, so that's a totally different thing.
It was great. So Disney still sucks. Universal's great.
I did a corporate thing at Universal too. This must be a Universal thing with it. I don't think Disney does this where they like rent out the park. Universal does do it. I was at a thing also where we were in Universal and it was just I forget what it was.
There's a 60% chance I don't know the difference between Disney and Universal, but
apparently not.
That's okay.
So you're basing this on because Disney is nothing like Six Flags. Let's just start there. It's nothing at all.
Isn't it Epcot Center and a bunch of people walking around with mouse ears on, eating fried cotton candy?
Yeah,
is that not Disney? That's Disney.
Six Flags is like all about the roller coasters. You know, you're like there for roller coasters and funnel cake. Like that is Six Flags. Disney is much broader than that. There's all kinds of other stuff going on. It's not really about the roller coasters at all. There are some roller coasters. There's no looping roller coasters at all. There's only a few big roller coasters. I'm not really a roller coaster guy, so it works. I'm fine with my little boat rides. You know, it's a small world. There's people singing. There's little animatronics doing animatronic things. There's probably some command line tools in there doing command line stuff to run this whole thing.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well, happy 12th birthday? 12th. Happy 12th. You know, Friday is my birthday, Ian.
Oh, shoot. Really?
Yep. There you go. Number
Wait, Friday.
36.
Valentine's Day? I think we've
Every
talked
year.
about this, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Wow. That's what I think we must have talked about this. So it's my first date anniversary, which I consider the real anniversary, more than the wedding anniversary. So we are, we're going to celebrate your birthday.
That's nice of you. I
do a little
appreciate
spa type of thing, all that kind of stuff.
That's very nice.
So what are you doing for your birthday? What did you say? 36, 37? What are you?
36.
Okay.
Old Man River. So I think for my birthday, 1 week from today, so next Monday, I will be checking into a hotel here in Dallas by myself.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go get a massage. I'm gonna order some room service. I might, you know what? I might play like a video game or something.
Oh, bring the PlayStation with you and hook it up to the hotel TV.
That. No, I don't have a PlayStation. I might play some Factorio.
Right.
I might play. There's another game. I forget what it's called, but it's another like world building game. I might play that
overnight or just hiding
overnight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna work?
I'm gonna try not to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like this. Are you going like outside the city or downtown or?
No, downtown.
Okay.
So
I like the sound of this.
I'll come here on Monday, record with you, give the people what they want, and then head out to the hotel and have a nice little staycation.
Look at that.
Isn't that nice?
Clear the brain. I like that.
Yeah. Jennifer came in the other day and was like, so for your birthday, what do you think if you just go to a hotel by yourself? I was like, that sounds amazing.
Like, how about yes?
Yeah, I love that idea. So that's the plan.
That's why we gotta get you into poker, because poker you get some built-in things like that. It's like you're going to play poker.
Yeah.
You're gonna spend the night. You're gonna stay up late. You get a little. It's sort of like a staycation. You're not rested after. Is the downside, but you're like exhausted after.
Downside, yeah. You're not rested. You're broke, and you smell like smoke. But other than that, it seems awesome.
No, you don't smell like smoke. There's no more smoking in there. No smoke.
We used to be a country. You know what is this? It's unbelievable.
Maybe they'll come back.
You have been posting a lot of pictures of fat stacks on poker.
People love the fat stacks.
I want to hear about that. But before we do, this podcast is brought to you by Packetly. Prevent malicious content by using our simple S3 compatible content identification API at packetly.com. Pretty good.
Packetly. Yeah, not bad.
That's pretty good. Smooth, right?
It was very smooth.
That's smooth. Okay. Let's hear.
So this is the week we're trying out the sprinkling the ads.
We are.
So everybody needs to let us know. Last week we did them all together.
Yep.
This week we're sprinkling. So if you let us know if you like sprinkling or all together.
So side note about Packetly. I found out it's Simon Bennett. Do you know him? The guy that did Snapshooter, sold Snapshooter to DigitalOcean?
It sounds familiar to me.
He DM'd me after the last episode and was like, "Hey, it's fun to hear, my name." And I was like, "I'm sorry, we didn't talk about Snapshooter at all. What are you saying?" And he's got a new business, Packetly. So
he's like, Snapshooter, that's the old thing.
I know. Learn something new just from the ads. Great value we're providing here.
Yeah, very cool.
All right, are you rich?
No, not yet. But not from poker anyway. But I'm working on it.
Okay, so what's the deal? You playing in tournaments or what?
No tournaments. Just occasionally, not every week, but every third week I've been going to play some Pot Limit Omaha on Fridays. Friday afternoon. We have afternoons off on Fridays at Userscape. So
all year?
Yeah, all year.
Oh, that's amazing.
And this week I actually switched it and I worked in the afternoon. But anyway, after work at some point, I will go to play PLO. And it's been going pretty good. I started off super hot, like the end of last year and this year, and I was just like crushing. Then I had a couple setbacks there where I had losing sessions. Got righted the ship. Nice little winning session this week. So yeah, it's good. It's fun. Pot Limit Omaha, definitely the best game to play if you're into poker. If you're willing to study up a little bit. That's where all the degenerates are now. See, you can't play No Limit anymore. Everybody's too good at it. Everybody's too trained. You got all the they're 22 and they're just like a little mini computer.
Bunch of quants,
all the odds and stuff. I mean, whatever. I can hang with those guys if I have to, but you're not like winning a lot of money in that scenario because like you're just
So are
they're
all the
very good.
rubes playing pot
Yeah.
limit Omaha?
Right. You want to be in with the rubes. You want to be in, or
Yeah.
with the gamblers, even people who know what they're doing, but they're a little bit more gambly.
Right.
Because the pot limit in Omaha, you can't. It's not so easily solved, and it's definitely not easy. It's pretty much impossible to memorize. So like, you have to just go with more broader stroke rules. Because like in No Limit, there's like the number of starting hands is like 1,600 or something like that, and in pot limit Omaha, the number of starting hands is like 280,000 or something. So there's a lot of different. You just can't memorize everything the way you can in the limits, which the computer guys don't love because they want to just know the answers, right? Like you want to give yourself the best odds. And the rubes / gambler types don't want to play against the supercomputer guys because they know they're just outmatched. So in PLO, it's more even. It's one of these things where like you're more likely to win, but over the long term, you're also much more likely to lose, I would say, if you're not studied up. Because the odds get you eventually. It just takes longer.
Right.
So I don't know, it's fun. 4 cards. You see a lot of flops. It's more entertaining than No Limit. You have to fold a lot if you're playing right, and folding's boring.
Folding is boring.
The
I ended up folding a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody likes folding.
Nobody likes folding.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. We gotta get you in the pot limit Omaha.
I don't know. I will play Hold'em. Hold'em's fun. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna learn a new game though.
It doesn't take long.
When we have mostly technical comp, we can have a little night of gambling.
Oh yeah, we gotta do it in a city that's got a casino. So no Dallas.
We could do it in Oklahoma. We could go to Choctaw.
There we go. I've never been there. Every time I go to a new casino, bring home a $5 chip. I got my big collection of chips.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's a fun little thing. So I got them from all over the world. I got my I always mean to. Right now they're in a mug. I need to.
Gotta turn that into art, man.
Yeah, I gotta build like a display or something, but I don't know. All right, so it's big. It's a big Aaron France this week, though. Let's not get sidetracked. It's a big Aaron France week.
Oh wow! All right.
Traveling. You had. Today is Fusion release day.
Yeah.
Today
was Fusion release day.
Oh, okay. It was because you already did it, or was because it didn't get done?
I'm not doing it until Friday. Yeah.
Oh man.
I know.
Well, I guess it's less of a big Aaron France this week. Well,
no, still same week. Same week. Still counts.
All right.
Okay, so traveling home. Traveling home was fine. Got back. Everyone was sick at home, which was part of the reason we're pushing Fusion release day. Just came home to an infirmity ward, and so my oldest son had flu A and flu B and a sinus infection. And then my oldest daughter got the flu. Our au pair got the flu, but she just kept working because she's German. She's like, I'm fine. Yeah. And then so I come home and like, everybody's sick. I'm exhausted. It's a mess. But everybody's well now. So we're all good. Back on our feet.
Do you find this? Because I've had a similar thing this week where I just feel like whenever I go somewhere, like shit happens at home, like
Always.
Just inevitable. And
Always.
like, so this week I went to play poker Friday night. So I'm going to spend the night at the place because I'm going to be up late, whatever. And like literally an hour in, Jamie messages me that she sliced her finger open with a knife, cutting carrots or whatever. She's going to the thing to get stitches.
Yep.
Max is on his way home from school. Like, and it was all fine. And I didn't actually have to go back or whatever. But it's just like, there's always
every single time
something happens. It's never just like, oh, we sat around and everything was fine. It's always like, some drama happens. But anyway, everybody's sick.
Every time I'm about to go out of town, Jennifer and I joke that like, we don't believe in the universe, but like, hopefully the universe doesn't get everyone sick again because it happens every single time. And it happened again this time. So yeah, I got home. Everybody's well. So then like,
Did you
Thursday.
catch it?
I did not catch it this time.
Ooh,
I know.
Baby.
Got lucky.
Very lucky.
So then Thursday, Friday were less productive than I would have hoped. And then of course weekends are just out of the question. So I late last night was still working and decided, you know what? I can just push it to Friday. That's not the worst thing that has ever happened.
I think it'll be fine.
it'll be totally fine. Nobody's gonna care.
Nobody's gonna care.
And I thought, well, I'll just push it to Tuesday. And I thought, whoa. No.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
If you're
Don't
gonna
be a
change
dummy.
the date,
Don't be a dummy.
give yourself a few days.
So I'm pushing it to Friday. It'll coincide with my birthday. Yeah, it'll be good.
There you go. Birthday release date. Helps spot released on my birthday. So
yeah,
good luck in the birthday release.
It's good luck.
Yes.
So I've been furiously writing documentation, and then as you do, you're like writing documentation and you're making notes like, oh, be sure to look out for this thing. And then you're like, what if I just made that thing go away? Like, what if that thing was just better?
Right.
And so then you go back and change the implementation. And so it is a refining process that is valuable, but it is not like just super straightforward, you know?
I have to say, I've never written documentation, I would say. Like, I've written documentation for my product, but it feels different than open source documentation. You know, there's something different about open source documentation, like just a big thing with all the docs and things.
Yes.
Like, I don't know. That's one of the things that keeps me from open source, like in terms of writing a thing. Like, it's like all that documentation.
I enjoy writing the documentation.
You like the documentation?
I do.
Okay.
I like writing documentation, and I do like, if I can't explain it well enough or easily enough in the docs, then the implementation is just bad. And I find that to be like a forcing function. Are
you going doc site, or are you going just right now docs in the
just GitHub repo?
Okay.
So I'm trying to keep my eye on the goal here, which is release the thing. And so just GitHub repo for now. And then I've got Will King, who did all the logos for the actual open source stuff. I've got him working on touching up the aaronfrancis.com redesign, so that then we can push everything there. So all docs for all projects will go there, articles, podcasts, everything. So that's in the works, but I have this bad habit of like, I can't do anything until I do everything. And so I'm trying like every day to overcome that by saying, no, you can just put it all in the GitHub README and it'll be fine. It'll be totally fine.
There's a lot of big projects work that way, where it's just a huge whatever. It's a giant file. As long as you have like maybe like a little table of contents or like some kind of organization there, so you can kind of jump to where you need to be. I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, I think it'll be totally fine. So that's coming on Friday. Documentation and everything. The thing I'm working on right now is like just the bare minimum tests to ensure that once it's out there, I don't go backwards. Like, there's still going to be a lot of tests that need to be written, but I just want to ensure that the critical paths work and stay working. So that's kind of where I got hung up last night. Was it's a relatively complicated thing to test, because it's got a PHP angle or a PHP component, a Vue component, and a Vite component. And so like you really do need to build, like, you need to have a Vue component that you run through Vite and then you test kind of in the browser to make sure that the whole thing is working. And so getting that test harness set up was kind of a nightmare.
So are you doing like a Dusk thing, or are you wired up your own thing? Okay. Yeah,
I'll do a Dusk thing. But the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to have a full Laravel application inside of the package that doesn't ship. Like, when you composer require it, it's get attribute ignored. But that way I can have like a Vue application, a React application, and maybe a Svelte one. And I can run all the tests inside that application rather than inside the package test directory, if that makes sense. So then I can install Vue 3.7 and run the tests, Vue 3.8 and run the tests, and not have to worry about like polluting the whole package area. So yeah, kind of weird, like just the amount of stuff that needs to be tested. But it just lends itself very nicely to, like, I guess what would be called an integration test, where you just like see if the thing works. And if it works, hey, it works. And that's kind of where you want to be.
Working. Yeah,
exactly.
If it outputs the right thing to the browser, you're probably okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So since we last talked, it was like you just stepped off the stage and I was there waiting for you. What's the feedback been now that you had a chance to like assimilate the internet's viewing of it? I assume there's people on Twitter and whatnot. Like, what's the word on the street?
Word on the street is overwhelmingly positive, except for parts of Reddit and some YouTube comments, which tracks with like the sentiment of the internet as a whole. So I think the people that get it really like are very excited about it. They look at it and they see like a kind of like a souped up inertia, and they're like, yeah, this makes perfect sense to me. The people that don't get it look at it and say, why are you using PHP as a templating language when you also have Vue right there next to it? And I'm like, I'm actually not. Like, PHP is not a templating. It makes no sense for it to be a templating language.
PHP is a templating language, but you're not using it that way in this case. Yes,
it is the controller. That's basically what it is. It's like you're writing the controller next to the view, and so of course that means single responsibility. People are like, "Oh, you're breaking. It's a violation of SRP," and I'm like, I don't super care about
pattern
that.
People are out there. They're looking for you.
Yes, they're out with their patterned torch, whatever.
Pitchforks.
And pitchforks, there you go. And what are the other criticisms? The single file thing was a big criticism. Like, you're supposed to have separation of concerns. And I think that's about it. The people that are excited about it, they're very excited about it. Lots of people are like, this will bring me over to Laravel. I can finally like leave Nuxt. So stuff like that is very exciting to me, because that to me, that's
who you're after. Yeah,
that is who I'm after. I'm not after Livewire people. I'm not after plain Blade people. I'm after Next and Nuxt people. People that are like, I like the ability to just kind of seamlessly reach into the back end of the application, but then when you get back there, it's just an empty warehouse. And so that's the people I'm after. It's like, hey, you can do that over here, and then when you get back there, you've got all these affordances that you can use. And so my goal is to siphon off Next, honestly, mostly Next.js people.
Can you? I've never bothered to look into this. So a little tangent. What the hell is the difference between Nuxt and Next?
Boy, these people with their names, man. Nuxt and Next. It's like, come on, y'all. Vue and React. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Next is a React meta framework, and Nuxt is a Vue meta framework.
But they're the same. Like, is it conceptually the same, just using React and Vue, or they're actually quite different?
I don't know.
Like, is one a port of the other?
I don't know if one is a port or I don't know about that, but fundamentally I think they're solving the same problem for different audiences. Yeah.
Okay. That's the most I want to know about that. I don't
want any part of that. I don't want that world.
I don't want to know anything more than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah, people are very excited. I'm very excited about the reception. I think it is the reception I was looking for. So that is a good thing.
Hold on, I want to go deeper. I want to go deeper for a second into the Aaron Francis mindset.
Oh, wow.
So you're on there, you're cruising the internet.
Yeah, always.
You see 2 good posts, 1 negative post. 2 good posts, 1 negative post, right? Whatever, something like that. Do the negative posts outweigh the good posts to you? Are you able to put them in their place and be like, no, people, there's overwhelming positivity here, I'm going to latch onto that? Or is it weighing you down, those negative posts?
In fact, they're not weighing me down at all.
Oh, very good.
I know. So
I like it.
This is a little bit different, I think, because many of the negative posts clearly missed what was actually happening. And so that's easy to write off and be like, oh, okay, well, that's not how it works. So I don't care about that.
Totally different. Right. Yeah.
Great. Good luck. Have fun. That's not my problem. So those are easy. Yeah. The people that are like, that do understand what it does, but hate it, I'm fine with that. Okay. Totally fine with that. Doesn't bother me whatsoever. Cool. The things that like really bums me out is when I do a course and people come in and are like, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. And I'm like, God, yes, I do. Like, or like, oh, this is just another course boy trying to get a grift. And I'm like, I mean, those people exist, but that's not me. Those are the ones that are like, oh, this kind of sucks. But you know, clean coder, Uncle Bob, people being like, this violates SRP. I could care could not care less.
All right, very good. I like it.
Yeah,
that's a good skill. If you're gonna be open source on the internet,
yeah,
you gotta be able to let that stuff
I know.
run off a little bit.
I know. I take historical encouragement from Taylor and Adam, because nobody liked Laravel and everyone hated Tailwind, and it's like, who cares? They're great. Who cares?
Yeah. They won in the end.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Oh, let's stop here for a quick second and thank sponsor to the show, Moonbase Labs. They're the rocket fuel for your Laravel project to reach escape velocity. Houston, we have a solution at moonbaselabs.com. Thank you to them for sponsoring the show.
Thank you, Moonbase Labs.
Okay, so what else is going on with Fusion? Do we have other Fusion topics? You're releasing Friday. Things are going okay.
Friday.
You're
things
testing,
are going okay.
You're documenting.
Yep. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun. It's a good outlet. Love the programming. Yeah, I think that might be it on Fusion.
Do we have what about courses and stuff like that? Or is Steve getting antsy for the return of Aaron Francis to the course creation bowl?
No, because Steve is currently working on recording his own courses for screencasting. So he is recording the editor specific courses for the 3 or 4 or 5 major editors, however many we end up doing. So he's working on those now, and then before February is over, I will have my portion of screencasting re-recorded. So the whole thing will be fresh. And so, by the end of this month, we'll have screencasting.com souped up, ready to go with 3 or 4 new courses, 1 redo, new site. We'll be cooking on that one. So no,
did you say you're gonna have it done by the end of February?
Yes.
Okay. That seems fast.
Seems smart. Oh, what did you say? Did you say fast?
I said fast. Yeah.
Smart. Yeah. So the good news is this course is already done. I've already recorded this course twice, right? And so now it's just a matter of watching it, re-recording it with new and updated knowledge and tips, tricks, and stuff like that. So the thing that is quite easy for me is to redo a course. The thing that is very difficult is to write the content from scratch the first time. And so this will be very easy. I imagine it'll take me, frankly, a week or 2, just because I've already written and recorded everything twice. So I'm not worried about that timeline.
You have 18 days left.
Yeah, but this week's kind of a loss because it's Fusion week. So let's just knock that down
we got 14 days left.
Yeah, we got 14 days left, which that fits in perfectly. That's my 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right,
that's great.
Right.
I see no problems with that.
How's the other course going? The Rails, SQLite for Rails. I forget the name.
That will launch probably next week.
Okay. So you announced it. You did a video, right? Wasn't there like a release video thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And the author, no, not yet. The good news, the nice experience about that one is by the time we announced it, all the videos were recorded. And so it's just been like pretty easy. The
not just in the
author has been doing the rounds on Ruby podcasts. And so he's out there doing interviews and doing that kind of stuff. And then we've gotten it edited, and I think Steven, the author, is watching all of the videos back now for any edit mistakes or anything like that. And then we should be good to go. Nice. Yeah.
I went to Try Hard Studios to just pick out the name while you were talking, and there's nothing on there. There's no links to any of your courses.
No, very little on Try Hard Studios. Yeah. John Drexler gave a talk at Laracon EU and put our logo on there, and he said, "Hey, I went to tryhardstudios.com and was going to grab your logo, and it's just text."
It's just,
I was like, yeah. No, there's no logo. It was just like enter Arial or something.
Soon.
That is the goal. So we're still making the empire cohesive, but we're moving forward regardless.
Okay. All right. What else is in Aaron Francis week? We have TUI testing. Now I thought TUI testing. I thought you built a thing, but it seems like you didn't really build a thing. You kind of just built a little thing for yourself, but it's not a package you are releasing. or maybe
I
it will
did
be
build a
someday.
thing. Now the shape of that thing may be different than what you were expecting, but I definitely built a thing.
You did
And
build a thing.
it's a good thing.
It is cool.
Um
I
so
like it better than the
Solo
TUIs themselves, to be honest with you.
it's
Like,
unbelievable, these toys. Solo has its own GitHub organization now, and I think there's definitely room to pull this out into a standalone package. But what it does is it automates the running of the underlying process and like feeds in input and makes assertions about output, and you can watch the whole thing happen, and so it's very, very cool.
yeah.
And yeah, I think I could pull it out. I think there are maybe a few packages I could pull out of Solo and make them kind of the standalone packages to increase the surface area of that empire.
Yeah.
And the testing would be one of them, and then the ANSI screen like buffer thing
Right.
would definitely be another. So yeah, at some point pulling those out, offering them as like installable packages is on the roadmap, but not there yet.
Yeah. That seems like a bit of a project, actually.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe not, but it feels
it's
like
definitely a bit of a project. I don't know if it's worth it, but it's
Yeah.
definitely something.
Yeah.
But I feel good. Like I feel like, you know, having Fusion more or less out there, I'm not like in secret anymore working
Right.
on stuff. And so even that one, I like recorded it and edited it myself and published it that day. It was like,
Right.
great. I've got to do more of these. And now it's just like, hey, whenever inspiration strikes, just make a new video. And I put the
Right.
whole thing on Twitter for the first time, and then also published it on YouTube. Just trying to like lower the bar or the barrier of like every YouTube video has to have, you know, a hook and a payoff and an open loop, and just be like, no. That creates a ton of pressure to make YouTube videos, and then I
Plan
end
it
up
out.
not making them.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so now it's just like, if I see something cool, do something cool, have an idea, let's just make a video and put it out there, and let's focus on momentum, and we can tinker at the margins on like strategy later.
I wonder if there's like more of like a template you can use to them, so you don't have to like overthink. So you can integrate the key parts that sort of make YouTube videos work without like every time sort of reinventing the wheel on it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna start them this way always. I'm gonna end them this way always. I'm gonna have a certain point in the middle. I always do, like, whatever. I don't know the right things, but like in that Mr. Beast thing that he released, the doc. I think you read that, right? Like he's like, this is our strategy and whatever. So you had something like that to like guide you, but like to also let you move quickly versus like literally scripting it and editing it and like then recording it and editing it more. You know, so it's like, yeah, that becomes like obviously a much more complicated and time consuming thing when you have these things that are lighter and you don't really care about like it being super polished.
The last two that I've done, I started with no preamble or anything, started immediately showing the screen and being like, look at this. This is what I'm going to show you. Isn't this cool?
Right.
And then shown a little bit of that, and then pulled back and been like, hey, here's what we're doing. Now let's get into it for real.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's better than starting with the preamble of like, here's what we're doing. Just say like, open basically in the first like half second, I'm already talking about, like, I'm mid sentence basically. So yeah, I'll keep that going because I feel like that is a little bit more engaging. It's also easy, like it's an easy way to start for me. But yeah, the goal is just publish more things, and so we got to get that train moving.
I know your goal is 100 videos.
I know
you're on like 5, so we got to get moving.
I know, and it's already, you know, February 10th, and this week is shot, so there goes that week. So what am I going to do
this week? Maybe a video.
Maybe I will. I probably will. I probably will,
or some kind of fusion video. You gotta have another fusion video at the end, right?
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of fusion videos.
Yeah, so you need some of that stuff. You watch Severance?
No, I know.
Good this week.
I know the only thing that's keeping us from having like a fun pop culture podcast is that I don't consume any pop culture. But other than that, I'm desperately
trying to drag you into it. Yeah, I want to turn this into a pop culture podcast.
I know.
Like, it's literally impossible. I can't get it. Did you watch the Super Bowl? How about the Super Bowl?
Not a minute.
Oh my goodness.
Nope.
Boy, I can't even work with you on this stuff. You got nothing for me. Just zero.
Jennifer was like, after we got the kids down, so first of all, we don't get done putting kids down till like 7:15, 7:30. By that time, it's 8:30 Eastern. I think the game started at what, 5 Eastern?
You don't even know how lucky you are, man. When those 7:30 bedtimes end.
Yeah. I know.
Embrace
so
it.
We get
just
done.
love it. Enjoy it.
Oh, I do.
Suck it in.
I do. It's great. Okay. It's great. I love it.
Good. It's so good.
So we put the kids down.
Yes, the game started at 6:30.
It's now 7:30 Central, but it's a long 8:30 Eastern. So. And Jennifer's like, "Hey, should we put the game on just for like vibes?" And I'm like, sure, that sounds great. And I pull up the Apple TV and I just kind of stare at it, and I'm like, "Yep, we have no way to. I don't know, can't turn it on. I have no way to watch the game. No way." And I'm like, "Great, let's watch Friends reruns." And so we did, and then I went and got back to work.
So, you don't no YouTube TV?
No YouTube TV.
Yeah, you're hosed then. You got nothing.
We're hosed. Pay for everything else, but YouTube TV is like $80 a month.
I know, it's crazy. And then we still pay for all this other stuff. But it's the only way to watch. If you want to watch live sports, that's where they get you. That's the last thing you have to pay for is live sports. So if you ever want to watch live sports, you kind of have to have YouTube TV or cable or whatever. But it is so annoying because the internet was supposed to. I don't even know what I pay for. I don't know what we're using. Then I cancel some, but then I need to rebuy it because there's something we actually want to use it for. Then I got to cancel it again. I just want cable. I just want to buy everything in one place.
This brings us back to a story point that I need to follow up with you on.
Ooh, okay.
Before we do, this podcast is brought to you by Bento. Bento is the email service provider that we use at TryHard Studios to send marketing and transactional emails. Find out more at bentonow.com. Thank you, Bento, for sponsoring the show.
Good friends of the show.
Good friends of the show. Here's my callback question. Monarch budgeting. Are you still using it?
We are.
Tell me about this budgeting tool.
Okay, you're still. Are you thinking about getting into the game?
I'm observing from the sidelines. I'll be honest. I signed up for Monarch and then was like, I don't think this is it, and then canceled. Yeah. So you're still using it?
I'm still using it. Yeah, we still use it. I mean, I do hate budgeting, so I don't like it. But it's still clearly the best of the budgeting apps, in my opinion. Okay. And I think we used all the big ones. So I don't know. The interface is modern enough. So far, it's been reliable. We haven't had any like weird missed things or stuff went off the rails. The only thing I don't like, which is obviously the screen you kind of use most, it's a transaction screen.
Yeah.
It's like go to the transactions and categorize them and whatever. And it just defaults to showing you all the transactions, which is what all of them do. And I don't understand why, because like when I go to the transaction screen, the default is I want to just see the things I haven't reconciled.
Yes.
And then,
same.
Right? Like that's what I want to see. All of them just show you all the transactions. And then you have to like go to this menu and like whatever. It's not a huge deal, but it's just annoying because like I never want to go there and look at the list of transactions. I always just want to see the unreconciled transactions. But okay. But otherwise, it's pretty good. You can have rules and auto-categorize stuff, which is okay. Again, this isn't really a Monarch thing. It's just like whatever. Oh, there's a bunch of Amazons. I don't know. You know, it doesn't know what they were for, like whatever. So you still have to do all that. But yeah, no, I do like it. The mobile app's decent. I think the transaction entry is good. Sucking in from all the apps seems to be working and is good. And has budgeting been useful? I would say slightly. It's helped with some expense control in certain spots. So I think it's okay. Journey's still out a little bit, but I do
you're
like
still
the tool.
using it.
I'm still using it. So we're a couple months in, I guess.
Pretty big endorsement.
Yeah, still using it. Do like it. I also signed up for another app. I don't know. Did we talk about this? What's it called? Was it Wanderlog? Yeah, Wanderlog.
Wanderlog.
Yeah, so like I have all these trips coming up, and I don't like when all the trip stuff is just like in an email. So I usually like pull it out and like create like a note page or something, but that's kind of annoying. So this is an app that just tracks your trip stuff. You can like forward it emails and whatever. So we're gonna see how it goes. So for the big Disney trip and ancillary stuff around it, I was like, all right, there's like a ton of moving parts. We got like 3 different hotels we're staying in. We got a rental car, all this stuff. So I'm gonna use this tool. See if that helps with that. I also have like a summer trip being planned and stuff like that. So so far so good. I haven't used it in Angry yet. Like, it's all set up and it seems to be
Right.
good, but I haven't been on the trip with it yet. So I will be on this trip in March and I'll see how it goes. But
Interesting.
yeah, it's pretty cool. I'd say it's pretty good.
The first like startup I worked for did this exact same thing.
Ah.
They were a consumer trip planner thing, Traxo. They've since gone up market. I don't think they've done very well. But it's a very appealing idea. Just forward it, everything. Trip It used to be the good one, right?
Trip It, that's the other one. Yeah. But it didn't do something. I think I looked at it before I went Wanderlog. And
I think they're long.
Weird
they're
with it.
way long in the tooth at this point.
Yeah, maybe that was just that. But there was something a little off with it. But
Wanderlog looks pretty cool.
One weird thing is Wanderlog's logo and Monarch's logo are identical, so it's a little weird. Like they have them next to each other.
Really
like are. They're like literally identical butterfly, abstract butterfly things. And
that's
so
wild.
I'm always like, which one is this? And then whatever. But it is very weird. I'm like, how can this be? But it is be.
Huh. Yeah. That idea of keeping it all in an app is nice, because when I was traveling to Amsterdam, I was definitely looking through emails and like,
yep.
I'm at the gate and like, oh shoot, where's the freaking? I gotta find the thing.
Yeah, your flight number. It's all different apps and everything. It's like all my confirmation numbers, all my everything in one app. I know I can go there and just get it, and it's all right there. So hopefully it's useful. And I was on the free thing, but then to send it like a random attachment email, not like you could send it like a hotel or car for free in the free plan, but not if you have just other stuff. And I think I had like the Disney confirmation email and stuff like that. I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna upgrade. They got me. I'm gonna pay $39.
They got you.
Send this random attachment in, and whatever. Obviously, the pro thing gives you some other stuff. So, yeah. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm liking it so far. So that's another new app. I bet these apps are getting
so much better with all the AI stuff. Because now the AI can read the receipt. Right. That was our big problem at Traxo. Was like, what does this receipt say? Right. What does it have to do with a trip? And it was very difficult.
Yeah, every time the hotel updates its email slightly and your regex breaks.
Exactly.
And now, yeah.
Yep.
I didn't know you did that. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that does seem like there should be. I've been thinking about that quite a bit. Of like, what are things like that where like AI would be cool little side project, or where like it can read stuff now. It can read emails. It can read things. Like there's got to be new categories of tools out there for this. Where like you could do it before with a million regexes, and obviously then it would not work well, and everybody would hate it. But I would think ChatGPT is going to be pretty good at like pulling out a confirmation number. Or those kind of things. So yeah. This thing the Wanderlog thing has like an AI assistant, which I actually haven't even used. But I was gonna ask it a few things to see how it did, just to test it out and see if it was anything cool. But yeah, it's cool. You can like send a link. Like if this is just me and my daughter on this trip, but like for the summer vacation, it's like my brother and my cousin. So like I could send them a thing so they can access it, and they could have access to everything, and blah 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 blah. So if you're planning like a multi-person trip, that's kind of cool.
That's nice.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yep.
Offline access, good for them. That's very smart. We need more apps like this.
I like these kind of like quasi unitasker apps.
Yeah, this is a good app.
Yeah, I like the design is good. UI's been good. So yeah, it's the first new app Monarch and that are like the new apps I've added into the fold in the last year or two. And I mean, in both just in the last few months, and pretty good. I do like that kind of idea of like, I don't know. I always think about those kind of apps like, well, it'd be cool, it'd be like kind of less stressful, but then it's not really, because it's like, boy, if you like
to run one, like
but
an owner of one,
right. But if you mess up somebody's vacation, if you're down and they're like on vacation, they're like, I need my confirmation code, and you're offline, like it's actually probably pretty stressful. So everything's stressful. If you're gonna run a SaaS, it's all
everything's stressful, man. Yeah. Everything is stressful. There's no free lunch.
Yeah. No good.
You gonna build any apps with PHP? Any native iOS apps with PHP?
I am not going to do that, but it is cool that it exists. No, I have no desire to do that. I mean, that would be like I'd have to like be retired or something, and I'm like, I'm just gonna futz around on this iOS app. Like
Yeah.
iOS, I mean, it's like, oh, let me do something that's more competitive than help this software. Oh, how about an iOS app? Like there's
Yeah.
only 14 billion of them in every single category. Like, so yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to get away from the app. Like I'm trying to make a future version of HelpSpot here where like it's just a progressive web app and we get rid of our mobile apps, which are annoying to maintain and nobody's ever happy with. So yeah, I'm trying to go the other way. But it is cool. Like if I was going to build an iOS app, I would probably start with this if it continues to be a thing and actually works out. The native PHP program is what we're talking about, project. But so it would be definitely cool to just be able to like, bam, throw something together and have it work and with all the stuff I know already without going down that whole rabbit hole. But yeah, I don't know. What about you? That sounds like a total Aaron Francis thing. Like, oh man, I got an iOS app for something.
I don't have any ideas yet. I think it does open up a new vector for ideas. I'm curious to see, the first like 3 to 6 months of people using it, how far it goes and what they discover and stuff like that. So I will let the whole thing settle a little bit. But yeah, it's very interesting, and I think it could be a fun experiment to like build. I think the only thing I would probably build ever for mobile is a companion app for something else. Right. I don't think I would go pure like mobile play, but now if you have a SaaS and you could build a companion app with similar tooling pretty quickly, that seems kind of cool to me.
Yeah. Yeah, a big Try Hard Studios course watcher app.
There you
go.
Like,
that would make sense. Like,
makes a ton of sense.
Especially if you get like at some point you have some sort of all-inclusive plan or subscription where you just get all the courses or whatever, something like that. Yeah. So we didn't talk about this last week. What did you see anything else there? So native PHP, any other talks at Laracon EU that tickled your fancy? I don't know how much you got to watch, but
I didn't get to watch too many because I was, frantic.
Right.
But John Rudolph Drexler's his about product or project management, his was quite good. Of course, Jess's on Night Watch was really interesting. It's gonna be so good.
This is like Night Watch. I feel like I'm more excited about Night Watch than Laravel Cloud, to be honest with you. Like it just seems like it's so far out. It's like Laravel Cloud is like the obvious thing, right? It's like we'll do Forge, we'll do Laravel Cloud, makes total sense. Like I've expected this forever, right? Like so, okay, it's gonna be awesome and they're doing a great job with it, but that's also what I expect.
Right.
Whereas like Night Watch is like, boy, here's this thing. It's like out of left field. It's crazy. It's like big data.
Crazy.
It's all, it's just a totally different thing from what the Taylor has done before. So I think that's going to be really cool. I love that it's in this like Australian division. It's like, we just got the Aussies down under, like working on this.
Crew working on it.
Working on it. I assume it's probably bigger than that now, but at least it seemed for a while anyway. It was like kind of just the Australians on it, and that's sort of a fun.
Those Australians, man, they're wildly effective. You don't want to mess with the Australians.
Nah. That's because they get to operate at complete opposite time of the rest of the world. It's just like such an advantage. Like they're just overnight cranking, even though it's not overnight for them. But nobody's bothering them. You know what I mean? Like,
can you imagine?
Them.
Can you imagine?
Nobody's got questions. They are just out there on an island, all on their own, grinding,
just making it happen.
Yeah,
her talk was great. All the talks were good. All the ones that I saw were good.
Did you do anything in Amsterdam? Did you go anywhere? Did you do anything? Did you see anything?
No, of course not. No, I don't go anywhere.
You're just so businessy. You're in and out.
In and out, man. I got a family to get home to. We did take a boat to dinner the first night.
Okay.
So like a water taxi.
Like
so one of those big. Dinner. Yeah, the speaker dinner, one of those big boats we all piled on, had a glass of wine on the water, and that was fun. Very cool. Very Euro. Yes. Yeah. But no, beyond that, I was in the hotel, the venue, and the place across the street for the after dark party, and that was it.
Were you cold? Was it cold there? I mean,
it was cold. Yeah, it was very cold. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Were you in the hotel next to the conference?
Definitely.
Or you were at the faraway one? Yeah.
No. right next door, which was good. Very important.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was great. Europeans are very cool. They all smoke. I walked outside.
They're still smoking.
At lunch, and I was like in a cloud of smoke, and all these like hipster Europeans are just looking awesome smoking. I'm like, man. Yeah, if y'all knew who James Dean was, I would give you a compliment, but y'all have no idea who James Dean is. It's so American. But yeah, that was cool.
And they all fly. That's the other thing with Europeans. Like you talk to Europeans, like we don't take the train ever. And even though like train through Europe and that's the whole thing, they're like, no, we just fly everywhere on whatever that like Ireland
Ryanair
thing is. Yeah, Ryanair for like $20.
Bicycle Airlines.
Just what we do. Yeah.
Did you buy a ticket for Laracon US?
I did. I'm gonna try to go this year.
Are you gonna come?
Hopefully nothing breaks on me and I get to go. But yes, we got the whole cruise coming. Denver, that's one of my trips. I actually didn't put that in the Wanderlog. Yeah, I should put that in there.
Put that in Wanderlog.
Yes, I did buy. I guess you don't have to buy a ticket because you're emceeing, but I think we talked about this. But I got the fancy swag one. I want the jacket.
You want the
whatever
jacket.
special swag that is coming.
You want coffee with the team, man. That's what you want.
Oh yeah, I want coffee with the team so I can meet everybody for the
That's right.
Say hi.
They can kiss the ring.
Yeah. I think that'll be cool. Hopefully they do something cool for the meet the team. That'll be fun. Yeah, I don't know. Just seemed cool. Mostly I just want the jacket. And then
I want a jacket too. I got to figure out, since I'm not buying a ticket, I got to figure out how do I get a jacket.
And then
I'm willing to buy a jacket
in Taylor's ear because Matt Stenson, who works at Userscape, he had the idea that it should be like a lounge jacket or like a smoking jacket.
Like a smoking jacket?
Yeah, like with a little seal. So I hope that they scrap whatever plans they have. I want a smoking.
You want a crest? You want a maroon with some gold detail,
patches, maybe or something? Yeah,
I get it.
Oh, how great would that be?
That's be pretty cool.
Next level.
That would be pretty cool.
And they charged a fair amount for this upgrade. It wasn't a cheap upgrade. It's like a $300 upgrade. So like, it's a little budget there for some badass jackets.
The SNL 5-year or 5-time host jackets. Are you familiar with those?
Something like that, right? Yeah, that sounds familiar now that you say
like Steve Martin, Martin Short, Tina Fey, they all have these 5-time host jackets, and they're very cool. They're like smoking robes.
That's what we need. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I hope they make it happen.
They won't, but that sounds very cool.
That does seem like it seems like a big ask.
Guarantee you that they won't.
Yeah. But maybe they'll make a special one just for me. How about that?
Maybe.
How about that?
Maybe.
Put that out in the ether. I'm just gonna let that go out.
Sure. Yeah, totally. All right. Do we have anything else?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I have anything else. I don't think so.
I think that's it.
That's it. You got stuff to do. We can't artificially make this long.
No, I got so much stuff to do.
So wrap it up there. Thanks everybody. MostlyTechnical.com. If you want to sponsor the show, that's linked there as well. Get your ad on here. Very affordable. Gotten good feedback on it so far. Still testing the format, as you heard. So that'll be going here. But yeah, get your ads in. And we will see you next week. Talk to you later.
See ya.
Bye.